Hello crafters, I'm JanB and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to start with an apology for you. The card that I have sitting here is actually my prototype. The first complete card that I've made. Before I show it to you, I just want to explain to you that, as you will find out as we go along, I needed to use images that are symmetrical, and there were very few that I could find that I have in my stash. But I did find a retired stamp set. Okay, so I do apologise. I'm really pleased with the way that my card has turned out. I'm sure you're going to like it, but it has been made with retired stamps. Okay, so apologies for that. So this is my first card. This is the first proper card that I've made. This is the set that's been retired. It's this one here, if you have it. It's called Heartfelt, and I've used that and I've used that. Okay, that one was round here, and this is this one. And we've got the punches that punch these out, the straight cut and also the scalloped edge as well. It's a shame that that went, but I do use retired stamp sets when I'm making my own personal cards, but I very, very rarely ever do it when I'm doing main cards. I actually use it as a full feature. Anyway, enough waffling. This card was requested, and I will show you what happens when you open inside. Okay, it's pop-up hearts on this one. It is very easy to make, as most of my cards are, nearly all my cards are. Okay, and my prototype, which is what we are going to be making now, uses butterflies. These are all current. Everything here is current. Okay, and this is the butterfly one. Okay, now as I say, this is a prototype, and I made a mistake when I was doing this bit, and that was because you need to fold the edge pieces. I actually scored mine, and by scoring it, it makes them not rigid enough. They fall back. If you tip the card, sometimes it won't actually close, whereas this one is not been scored on the sides there. It's just been like pinched together, and it opens and closes so much better. Alright, so what I wanted to do was show you the two sizes. This is the regular A4 size card, and this is the 7x5. So you can see that both cards, both sizes are okay for the card that I'm going to be making. Okay, but I do prefer the bigger card, and I know a lot of you do. But equally, I know a lot of you prefer the smaller ones. So I have made sure that both the cards can be made, whichever size you choose. So this is the one it's going to be. Oh, this is the very first one I did. It was just to find out how easy it was to actually do that. It looked easy in the video, but I just wanted to try it, and yeah, that worked, except I haven't stuck that bit properly. But there we go. It worked beautifully. Now, I know the video that I have taken my idea from isn't the one that was, it was requested, but I've gone back to somebody whose video I saw years ago when I was learning card making, and while I was going through that phase, I set up myself playlists under Stampin' Up demonstrators' names, and I knew that I had this video, and it was one of two people, and yes, I was right. This one is from Linda Bowen, who is still a Stampin' Up demonstrator. So full credit to Linda for this one. Her video was actually dated back in 2015, but it doesn't change. You know, it's still a beautiful card, and you can do any shape as long as it is symmetrical, which was my problem. Okay, you don't want to do circles, you don't really want to do ovals, you don't want to do squares. So what else is there? Well, there's butterflies as long as they are symmetrical. Now our butterflies is this set. Okay, and we've got, it's one stamp. In fact, I think I've still got it out, haven't I? Okay, so it's one stamp. I've used my stamp erasers to stamp all these out. and it's got one die for it. And what I did was I die cut just plain white ones to find out if any of them were symmetrical. And I finished up with, there's 6 butterflies there, and I finished up with these. And number 2 is the one that I'm using, and you'll see it's not perfect, but it is very, very close. All right, a little bit there that's out, but this was as close as I could get for a butterfly, and the effect is really stunning, so I persevered with it. But some of these others are really way out. That was almost there, that was almost, in fact some of them were really quite almost, but you see it's quite a lot more than what I've got on mine. That one there, can't remember which was the worst one. Oh, there we go, that one, you can see that's not doing too well for itself, and at the bottom there. So you know, these things would be sticking. Look at that one. I mean, no way could I do it with that one. Okay, so that's why we're doing what I'm calling number 2. And if you're wondering how I have numbered mine, as you can see, the numbers are on here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason I did that was so that I could look at this and decide which butterfly I wanted to use. Because I've got little bags over there with ready stamped and die cut butterflies. So once I've decided which one, my bags are numbered over there as well, so I can just decide. And to work out what these numbers are, because obviously it's back to front, they actually fit on like that. So if I wanted that one, I know that that one is number 3, that one there. Okay, it might sound a bit complicated, but it's not really, as long as I remember to file it away like that. So this is what I'm using, Butterfly Brilliance stamp, and the dies come in two pages, 2 wallets. You get the plain ones and you get the intricate dies as well. Okay, so those die cut like that. My bag looks as if it needs cleaning. And that one there, that also shows you what the other dies are as well. Okay, right, so let me start telling you the card pieces that you're going to need. Right, the 10x7, no, 5x7 card is for all cardstock users. I will also give the metric measurements for this, and I will also give these card sizes in the box below, and I will do the C6 for A4 cardstock users and the A2 for letter-size cardstock users. So all the measurements will be, oh, and also metric for the A4. So all the measurements will be in the box below. It looks like this may be the new norm for me to give them all as and when I can. All right. Right, so the card base is 10 by 7 inches, scored and folded at 5 inches, that's basic white. And then 3 pieces of soft succulent, and these measure 6 3/4 inches by 4 3/4 inches. And then the designer series paper, 2 pieces for the inside. Okay, so that one had the cloudy bits in there. And another one for the front, all of the same size. These are from the Pansy Petals design series paper, and this one is from Symbols of Fortune. I didn't really want the birds in it, but it looks like when I do my front I might be able to cover them up. Okay, that was sheer luck. So these should all measure 6 5/8 inches by 4 5/8 inches. And you now just need some basic white after that to do your butterflies and sentiments, whatever else. As you can see inside both of mine, I've put that little bit there for writing your greeting, or you could stamp another sentiment in there, or if you wanted to stamp a sentiment and write, you could put another one over there if you wanted. That designer series paper is from Sweet Talk, inside and outside there. And this one, I know I should know it, but I can't think of it, which one that's for. But I will put the ingredients that I've used on that card in fact, in this one as well. I'll put the ingredients in the box below my video, below my blog, in my blog rather, even. Right, now, what shall we do first? I think I'm going to show you how I colour my butterflies first. I've got all of them done, and I'll show you what they look like. Okay, because I'm using green. Now, as you know, I'm really not much of a colourer at all, but I do get away with it. So I'm going to show you how I get away with that. So I've got one ready done there. I use my Stampin' Right markers purely and simply because if I use my blends, which I'd much rather do, it would bleed through the back. And normally what I do is I die cut another plain white one to cover that up if it's not going to be adhered straight down. But I don't think that this would work as the pop outs if this was double thick. Okay, so I need to use something that's not going to bleed through, and that's these. So the colours are basic grey, soft sea foam, mint macaroon, and just jade. No, soft succulent. Before we go too far, this one here, the colours that I've used are Poppy Parade, Calypso Coral, and Petal Pink. When you're choosing which colours you want to use, my recommendation would be that you go for 3 lightish colours, or light bright, okay? That's not a light colour, but it is a bright colour, alright? And that way it works. I started off using fairly dark greens, and it did not look very nice at all. In fact, I can't see what I did with it. I thought I was going to show it to you, but never mind. Maybe I decided not to. If I see it, I'll pick it up and show you. Right, okay, so first of all what I do is I colour the body. Shall I bring you down a little bit? Let's just hope that I remember to bring you up a bit afterwards. There we go, let's try that. Okay, so I do the body. I'm not sure that I'm going to do all this because of time. Okay, just had a glance at the clock. So 2 or 3 minutes will be quite enough. If I could do the whole thing in that time, then that's great. I also like to go over his head, but without going over his eyes. Okay. Now, as I say, I am no colourer at all. So now I've got a soft succulent. Yep. So I turn this sideways, and first of all, from this point here in the centre, I just go over the edge to give myself some sort of border. Oh, I can see my pen's wearing out a bit. And then I come down to about that far, and then I go do a curved line over. I do the same for this one, from that point right around to about that level, I suppose. This is not precise at all. Okay, like that. I do that both sides. Colour that. Colour that. Next I take mint macaroon, and then I draw my line from underneath this black dot onto that black dot and join up with that one. This one's got a gap between, these two colours don't meet up, but it does on that side. Under that one, and over to there. As you can see, I'm not colouring it in to make it sure it's all solid. Not making sure my lines are going in the same direction. You can see a bit white there, so we colour that one in. Okay, so that's that bit. And then I've got the soft sea foam, and all of these I'm using the brush end. Now again, just do the edge first, and then the other edge. Obviously, if you're much better at colouring than me, you just do it your way. Now mine will finish up blending in with each other, and I think the reason for it is because I go over it again and again, as you will see. Okay, so that's that one. Now I'm going back to my second colour, which is mint macaroon. Just double checking. Yep, that's it. Now with this one, I'm going to go over my first colour, which was the soft succulent, and I'm going to go in circular motions, and I'm going to come down over mint macaroon as well, but I'm not going to come any further. I'm going to do circular motion because that way it helps to reduce the amount of straight lines you get across here. And sometimes I go up to the edge first, sometimes I don't, depends how many I've done, whether I'm getting cheese off it doing it or not. Okay, so nice little round movements. Don't worry if you do go down onto the next colour. And then around here again. I think you can probably see how the card is getting a little bit saturated with ink. And I think that's what makes it blend in together. Okay, so there's that one. And then I finish off with the soft sea foam. Again, I'm going to do the edges first on this one. And this is when this comes up as quite a nice bright green. When I did the first one like this, I did think, oh, I wonder if I could have used granny apple green with this as well. But now I'm going to go over the soft succulent and over the top one. Okay. Now it's getting like an all over tone. So it's all matching, it's all blending in beautifully. Obviously when I'm doing this myself, I do both sides of the butterfly. And I do one complete butterfly before I move on to another one. I don't do sections. I'm going to put this one on one side, and hopefully I'm going to remember to bring it back to show you when we finish so that you can see how it has blended out. Okay, I think that's already started blending out quite nicely there. Can you see that? Hopefully you can. Without making you jump, let me see if I can get it a bit closer to you. Okay. Must try and remember to move slowly when I'm got the camera so close. Right, let me just bring you back out again. Oh, I think that's probably about right. Okay, so that's what we do with those. So I'm going to start putting my card together. We do these two pieces first. I don't know whether I did have cut one. Oh yes, I did, didn't I? Look, that's one picture there. Okay. I don't normally pay attention to that. Tombow. Obviously you can use your tape runner or your tear and tape, whatever your preference. Since I've started making these larger cards, I can fully understand why a lot of you prefer to make the smaller ones. I have to say I am getting through a lot of cardstock. So don't be surprised if at some stage I decide to go back to smaller cards. There we go, there's that one. Do you remember, in fact I don't know that I've actually shared the card with you yet on my blog. When I made the star-shaped card, I showed you the one that I made for my son-in-law's 50th birthday, and I said I was making one for my grandson's 21st birthday. Well, I did, and I photographed it, and I've forgotten to put it on my blog, but I will remedy that. But the biggest challenge on that card was the fact that I'd used photographs. We were trying to find photographs of when we'd taken the grandchildren out when they were young, and it was a bit of an effort trying to get the photographs the right size, but that was one of them. That was my grandson when he was, I don't know, 11, 12 I suppose. Now he's 21, big strapping lad. But I finished up with a lot of scrap paper, which is why I use it on there like that. There we go, look. I think the colours go quite well together, don't you? Succulent, yeah, that's fine. This is the only, apart from, you know, not doing this too well, the only thing I really don't like about here, I think that is too plain. I would like something a bit more detail on it. I will put a link in the box below the video for Linda's video. If you like short videos, this is for you. It's very easy to understand, very easy to follow. And I think, I don't know, I keep trying to remember to ask somebody who was making videos that long ago, but I think when YouTube first came out, I think videos had to be restricted to about 10 minutes. I wouldn't have stood a chance, would I? Okay, so that's that. So what I need to stamp this and die cut it. I want to die cut one of those as well. So let's do that bit. And for my stamping, what did I do with my Stamparatus? Got that one there, so we'll put on with the rest of it. Oh, I've buried it, look at that. There we go. Okay, so this sentiment, just move that open so that you don't see the reflection, is from Happiest of Birthdays. These are the dies I'm using to die cut with, and it's stitched so sweetly. I think I used numbers 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Let me just double check that. Oh no, that's possible. I think that's the biggest one, isn't it? Yes, okay, so that's 5 and 6. So those of you that are who buy Stampin' Up products, have you seen the Last Chance product sale? There are amazing bargains on there, some of them up to 50%. And they are products which are in the current annual catalogues. Not everything is discounted, I might say, but they are products that will be retiring. So once they've gone, they really have gone, because the new catalogue comes out on the 3rd of May, which really isn't that far away now. We're now, what, 26th, 27th of March? Let's just make sure I'm not talking too much. I leave myself enough room there to die cut this out. I'd much rather waste a little bit rather than run the risk of wasting lots of it. Do I? Yes, I do want to use black. Yes, I'm quite happy using black, because on this one I've got the outline of the butterflies are in black. This is my Chucky. Chucky is those things that you can buy that are round like this, a bit like a darning needle actually, but the darning needle's got a dome top. The Chucky's got a flat top, and it's just to help you put pressure on there. If you've got a bad wrist or things like that, it does make life a lot easier. I only need that really in the middle bit there. Oh, TH is being difficult. So is the bottom of that P. Oh, what's wrong with you then? The bottom of the P, that's that one there. That's right, that one. You can't see me doing this, can you? Right, that is the P there, and that is the TH, which is giving me a bit of grief. So let's try this again. Oh, that's better. Much better. Very wet though. That was far too wet. Ah. I wonder if I can just blot that. Blot it without smudging. No, I'm not happy with that. Let's turn that around and try again. Sorry about this. I don't know why I'm having trouble. I had trouble with the P and the that feels like blue as well. That's better. With the P and the TH. I wonder if I've got something on the stamps. I think when I clean them I'll give them a bit of extra TLC. See if I'm causing myself problems. That looks better. Okay, so I need to die cut that, and then I need to die cut some plain white. So let's move that. Where do you want to go up there? I'll put the ink away. Move that out of the way. Let's bring my big shot up. thought of, which I haven't done for the red one. I wondered if I could, like I've just put little hearts on there and little hearts on there. Those I took from the dog punch, which I think might have retired by now. But if you have a look around at your things, you could find things. I think I could do some little butterflies like that, couldn't I? Shall we try? Even if it's only one on the bit where we do our handwriting. So what do I need? Some cardstock, which I happen to have here. That will do. We have to do, excuse me, we'll have to do the red one later because I'm not going to start rummaging around for that. And this needs to be cut down as well, doesn't it? Let's just use scissors, I think. Well, 6 inches, let me just guess. Right, okay. Up to about there. Okay, let's try this first. I'll need another scrap for my greeting inside. I left it like that so that I could put my butterfly over it. Oh, I might be able to get that on there. Whew, lucky. Right, we'll do 2 in one go. Then I'll come back for the butterflies. There we go. Okay, so that's the one for the sentiment. The greeting inside. This one is the sentiment. Don't need that. I'll retrieve those 2 edges. And this one here. Another shape that I thought would work would be stars, and also maybe at Christmas, Christmas baubles. Can't think what you call those in America. Well, snowflakes would work, but only if you have solid snowflakes. It wouldn't work if you had die cut, nice fancy snowflakes, because as they fold in half, closed inside, when they open, they may tear. Right, just bear with me where I do a couple more of these. If you can think of any other things, I'd be interested to know. You know, I drew the line at doing things like using circles and squares and having things on them. I mean, diamonds you could use, but yeah, it's like just stamping something on them and printing them. I wonder if Christmas bells would work. They might do, mightn't they? In fact, wedding bells, that would be nice. In fact, that would be lovely for a wedding card. Right, this is all I'm going to do. Right, let's put those on there. that's that, and that's all I need, isn't it? Alright, so what do I do with my card? It's here. Now some of this I popped up on dimensionals. No, I didn't. Did I on the other one? I did on the other one, yes. On this one I show you what I did. Let's see if you can see. On these two hearts here, I did one layer of dimensionals, and on the one in the middle there, I put them on a double layer, which I thought looked rather nice. And that's also from a current stamp set as well. Again, I'll sort it out and list it on my blog. So we want this to go on here. We want this to go on here. Oops, bring you down a bit. That's it, we can cover you up. And I wondered if maybe there's the little ones. I'm not sure I really like them on there. But that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Should we just use the little ones? Whoops, go back. I think that's what I'll do. Just try them with all three large. That's what I think I'm going to do. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm going to see what looks good when I put this one inside. Okay, so should we do the fun bit before we do that? Right, here we go. Here's the butterfly that I did. Okay, see how that has all blended in? It almost looks like watercolouring now. And of course nothing comes through on the back. You can see there's something there, but it won't be noticeable once it's on the card. So right, now you need 6 butterflies. And one of these I've actually done with, oh, that's the one with Wink Stella, that's the one for the front. Okay, now I will need to work out how many butterflies you need for here. In fact, I think possibly a smaller butterfly would be fine, because I think 4 is going to be enough, but I'm not sure 4 would look really any good. Let me see what these smaller ones are. I'm glad I wrote on the back, almost. That is that one, isn't it? Yeah, you want smaller than that. So it's not that, not that. It's going to be one of these. Oh, there's a medium one. Oh, that's a shame. Look, that one would be brilliant. I wonder if you could fold it differently. That's much better. Okay, so that's number 4. You need to stamp them. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll show you which one it is. If I can retrieve this. There you go, it's that one there. Of course that's not the right size, is it? So it should be that one. Yeah. Okay, so if you're facing it, it's that one there. Or turn it over. It's the one that's got like those patterns on there, and it's got 3 dots going up. It's got a little cluster of 3 there, cluster of 3 there. So that's what I'd recommend that you do. If you do that one, and 5 looks like that, that would be ideal. Yes, because they're quite a bit smaller than this. Okay, so it's useful having these, because I'll hold on to those forever. Well, all the time they're stamp sets current. So what you need to do with these, first of all, is, now I'm going to use my other scoreboard, because for jobs like this I do prefer it. If I can see my scoring tool, which is here. Now, it may be on that one that I've just suggested for the smaller card, it may be that I've scored it in the wrong place. Right, so what you need to do is you need to score from the centre. Let me see, let me get myself in a good position for you. Okay. This is my centre line. I've done this on 6 inches because it is so useful when I come to do jobs like this. Now I have got that wing touching the top, that wing touching the top there. That is the dip of the antenna, and that's where his tail is as well. So I am going to score right in the centre there. Okay, that is the only score line you need to do, but you need to do it on all of them. Okay, if your trimmer is the only scoreboard that you have, by all means use that. Okay. Right between the eyes. And then we do this one. Notice I start off scoring in the middle here rather than going straight onto the edge in case I ruck that bit up. Okay, so they're mine. Might as well do you while we're here, because you're going to be folded in half. There we go. Right, there's my silicone mat. Right, we'll leave you. Oh no, it's you, isn't it? Right, so you need to fold these in half and make them as close as half as you can. You will find, if you're using the number 4 as I'm using, there will be little bits that are coming over, but they really are very, very minute. Not enough to spoil the project. Now for the others, I have gone over that score line with my bone folder, but this one I'm not, so this is a bit of an experiment for me, so that I can tell you whether you actually need to use your bone folder. And I'm going to be gluing mine together with Tombow. You could use, Linda actually used glue dots on hers. She did 1, 2, 3. You could also use tear and tape. It's probably a bit fiddly though to put that in, or even a glue runner. But the thing is, you don't want to put your glue too far in. You want as much of your butterfly to open up as possible. Now make sure that you can see what I'm doing here. So what I'm doing is just a little line of glue on the top edge there, and a little bit on that round edge like that. Now if I find that I do too much, I will blot my work. Have I got you upside down? No. So then I'm going to take another one and I'm going to put that on top. But I don't want to take any chance on putting this on here, moving it and finding that I've dragged some glue down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it with two hands, my finger in between both of them, and I'm going to guide that bottom one on first. I'm going to make sure that my line at the bottom here lines up with this line. Once I'm happy that that's lining up, I'm going to let my left fingers go so that heel sticks down, and then I'm going to let this one, get that one to seal down. If you get any glue coming over the top like that, wipe it away. I got a lot of glue on my red card and I can show you what I did with that. Right, now again, that feels more like what I was doing last time. That's why I felt it was upside down. That one, let's turn it around that way. Okay, so that's Tombow and Tombow. But let me just blot this just in case. That's it. You're upside down. That's better. Okay. One finger. I was doing this cack-handed by doing it the other side. Okay, so I've got one finger between those two. I'm going to guide that in place at the same time as guiding the bottom. And then I'm going to let that close down. As I said, with the smaller card, I think 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'd recommend that you do 5 butterflies. And I'm just giving these a chance to dry before I start putting more pressure on them. That's better. Okay. Put my finger between those, guide these together, making sure the bottom goes together at the same time. When I'm happy with that, I'll let the top go. Okay, so you should find that you've got a little bit of give there. Don't pull it apart yet because your glue won't be dry. Okay, so now I'm going to try putting these two together because they were the first two sets I did. Okay, so again, a little bit of Tombow around there and across there. I'm going to hold that, get this one ready, put the two circle bits together and make sure that the bottom is straight, and then let that top one go down. Okay, so you should now have 4. Yep, definitely got too much glue on that one, but we can sort that out. Okay, so do it that way round, that way round. A little bit of Tombow at the top here. get that one up first, get my finger on top ready, close that one, keep these two away from each other while I line up this round onto that round and make sure that's all lined up. And then that can go on top. Okay. There we go. Now we need to pop this inside our card. I think what I'll do is I'll put this one in here first, then decide where I'm going to be putting my butterflies. Although this could be popped up on dimensionals because the card is quite wide, people wouldn't be able to write their greeting on it if you did. Okay, so it really does need to be flat. Okay, I'm going to give that a little bit longer to dry, and I'm going to be popping this one on. Again, you could put this one up on dimensionals if you like. I obviously decided not to because the butterfly has his wings open, so that gives it quite a lot of dimension. In fact, I didn't need to score him, did I? Because I need a flat body. On my butterflies, I give them 2 fold lines down either side of the body so that they will sit flat on my card. Stay in picture. Now the first thing that I'm going to do using dimensionals are, have I got any, yes, I've got some edging here. Right, there's a bit. I'm taking one little bit of edging like that. I am taking both covers off as well, so it's permanent. Some people do it just by sticking it on the bottom and not worry about taking the top bit off because it is only there for support. I'm lining that up under the wing there. In fact, that's a bit low. Can you get that up? Yep, you can. And bring the wing over so that the wing would always be up. It will never go totally flat. Can I get another piece here? A bit longer. There we go. Okay, take one piece off. 2 pieces off. There we go, so he's permanently propped up now. And I've got some gems here that I found. I don't know if these are current or not, I need to find out, but they were our black, I think they called them dots, black dots. I had this and I put some all along his body. using the big ones, and I tend to use one small one for the, yes, I use one small one for the tail. There we go, one small one. And that just finishes that off nicely. Oops, I lost it, and that went on the floor. Okay, we'll retrieve that later. There we go. Right, so that's that. I've just got to sort out my little butterflies on here. Let's tidy up my desk a bit. Right, now we're going to do this bit. I've definitely got a problem here with glue. Okay, very, very gently. Okay, because I haven't scored down these edges, this is a lot more springy. So what we're going to do is make sure your butterflies are up the right way. Now, how much did I glue down? About the same. So that's going to go over that side. Alright, so I'm going to put glue on here. This is having more glue than I've been doing to join these together, but I'm not doing the whole lot. I'm just doing enough to make sure that it's strong enough to hold. And that is going to go down there. Make sure you're right. Yep. And then I'm just going to put this where I think I want it. And I made sure that that line was straight. Okay, that one there, with all those folds. And before I stick this over, I don't like that being dirty. That's better. And then I'm going to put the same amount of glue on here. So really, it's just the bit that's above that dip. Don't let it go because it will spring back. Ask me how I know. Right, so I'm going to bring this one back. Just press that down. That's all there is to it. While I'm holding that, might as well get rid of this glue that I've got. I seem to have been quite messy today, don't I? I'm afraid it happens. Now, when you open this up, you're going to be putting quite a lot of pressure on something that isn't glued properly yet. It won't have got hold of it all yet. Whoops. Okay. So I'm holding this here to make sure it doesn't ping. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where's my... I couldn't say. I knew there was 6. There we go. That's better. There should be enough so that once you open your card, it goes across. Okay. And then if you've done it the same as without, you know, just this score line, you'll find that it will just ping back again. Now, where have I got glue on here? Oh, come on, you've got glue. can't feel it. Well, I'm not going to make you watch me search out where that glue's coming from, but what I will do is I will go over it with my embossing buddy with the powder in there, just to give it a... I imagine it's going to be coming from up here because I can't feel it on this surface, and then that will get rid of all the any stickiness for me. Something sticking still, but I will find it. And the last thing I wanted was some butterflies here, wasn't it? Now, did I want to use big or small? Crikey, I don't think I've used my tweezers, have I? That must be a first. What do we think? They look quite cute, don't they? But should we have a big one as well? Or should we just have a big one and a little one? Oh, that's better. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. One big, one little. Just inside the lines. And then this one. Little one up there, again inside the lines. There we go, that's cute. There we go, so that's today's project. What do you think? Do you like it? I think it's great, I love it. Thank you very much for requesting this. Oh, excuse me. I hope you like it. Whether you want to do the big one or the small one, this will fit this, okay? I was hoping to have time to do one of these into one of these, but I just ran out of time. But many thanks for joining me today. If you start off with the sizing. The sizing I will put in the box below, and it will be inches and metric for the bigger and the smaller cards, whatever cardstock size you use. I'll also put a list of the ingredients that I've used for all of them, but obviously not the heart stamp set, because that is required. But please see what you have in your stash and see what you do have that would fit this. As long as whatever this shape is, it's symmetrical, then it will work brilliantly. This isn't 100%, but I've settled for it's close enough. If you'd like to purchase any of the ingredients that I've used here, I'll list them all below with the product numbers and a link to my 24/7 online Stampin' Up shop. If you do shop with me, thank you very much for your business. That's assuming that you don't already have a Stampin' Up demonstrator that you work with. But please remember to use the March HOSTESS code, so that if you do place an order, I can send you some free product at the beginning of April when I send out Happy Mail. My Happy Mail to all my customers is I always send them a handmade thank you card with an envelope, unused thank you card, so it's ready for you to use, and also a handmade thank you gift as well. Use that code, you get a free product as well. So it really will be Happy Mail. So many thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this project. I'm always very happy to make projects that you request if I can. So if you've got any wishes, please let me know, and I'll do my best for you. Many thanks for joining me today. Look forward to seeing you next week. In the meantime, please take care, stay safe, and of course, happy crafting. Cheerio.